I'm driving around in public with my spray tan setting and rollers in my hair, and that can only mean one thing. It's pageant weekend. So it's way past my bedtime at this point, but I made it to Warrington and I am here for the grand final of the Miss Galaxy UK pageant. For those of you who are new, hi, my name's Amy Rebecca, and for context, I have zero beauty pageant experience, but I'm trying to force myself to push myself out of my comfort zone more and try new things that terrify me. And so here we are. It was a long drive to get here. It took about 5.5 hours. I'm pretty tired at this point, and while the pageant isn't until Sunday, I have a full day of orientation tomorrow, hence my funky hairdo. I want to have lazy girl curls. I'm going to be up early, I'm going to be out the door, and I'm going to be meeting some of the other contestants in the pageant. I really need for tonight to be one of those nights where insomnia is not pounding at my door, because I am nervous, I am anxious, I am stressed, and I know this is for fun, but it doesn't make it less scary. Morning. I absolutely did not sleep last night. I think I got about a solid 3 hours, but at least my rollers stayed in. Time to get ready for orientation. I'm so tired, I think I might be physically sick. I have exactly 1 hour to get it together, physically and mentally. Head back out the door. I'm meeting my new friend Megan for dinner before we go to the white party tonight. How am I not asleep on my feet? I don't know. So today was officially the first day of like pageant weekend, but it was just orientation. So no competing today, just like team building exercises, getting to know the other girls, getting to know the ropes, getting to practice like how to hit your points on the stage and that kind of thing. We made these cute little jars where we wrote kind of like a letter to ourselves about our pageant journey, and then filled it with glitter, and all the different colors of glitter represented different qualities that we felt like we had brought to our preparation for the pageant. And I know that sounds like wildly cheesy, or welcome to pageant land, I guess, but I found that to be a really therapeutic process, because honestly it has not been easy. Getting to this point has not been easy, not just because I'm not a pageant girly, I have no experience. This is very out of my comfort zone. I mean, even just in terms of like socializing, going out and meeting a bunch of new people is very overwhelming for me. It's not something that I'm good at. It's something that I find really difficult. So challenging myself in this way has been challenging, which is kind of the point. But also just the last few weeks actually getting all this together and getting to a point where I am here now has just been really hard, because if you didn't know, I had 8 different dresses ordered that were meant to be coming from 2 companies that were collaborating with me, not sponsoring me because it was unpaid, but just providing the dresses for free in exchange for advertisement. But then none of those dresses came and I spent the last week like frantically running around trying to get a whole pageant wardrobe. Fine, it's all together, we're good to go now, but it has been a journey. I thoroughly enjoyed today though. And I mean, I was really proud of myself, because usually, like I said, I go to a new place with new people I don't know and I find it wildly intimidating and uncomfortable, and I just struggle. I just struggle in those kinds of scenarios. But today I decided that I was gonna just like embrace the discomfort, and I spoke to everyone. And at first I felt really overwhelmed. Like when I first walked in, I was like, I don't know anyone and I'm really out. And then I kind of just pulled myself together and got over it, and then I felt at ease. which is not something I generally feel around people. I'm really struggling with my foundation because I've got a spray tan and this is not usually the colour that my skin is. Mix and match, paint by numbers, figure out a new foundation shade. Easier said than done. Tonight is the white party, which is terrifying with the sheer amount of makeup I'm putting on my face, and then I'm gonna wear a white dress. I don't even wear a white t-shirt because I don't trust myself. This is coffee number 3 of the day and my brain still hasn't registered that it's had a single ounce of caffeine. I'm a different kind of tired, okay? My body is tired, my brain is tired, my mind is tired. I'm tired on a spiritual level. Last night was so much fun. Who knew that in a room of women wearing white dresses that there could be such a variety of fashion? This weekend has made me want to be more fashionable, but that's not something I can worry about right now because I've got a million other things to do. I have to put together my appearance book because the Miss Galaxy pageant is not just about beauty. It's not just like a typical beauty pageant. You also have to show that you've been a valuable member of your community and that you stand for something and that you're trying to make a difference in the world. So I have been running this campaign called the Just As I Am campaign, and it's to highlight emotional abuse, to give women a safe space where they can talk about their experiences while we educate people on the signs of emotional abuse, because that is something that is very close to my heart. And now I need to put together my book to like prove it. I'm really grateful to this pageant actually for giving me that opportunity to go out into the community, to do volunteer work, to like contact people and organizations and get involved, because I go through my life feeling like I don't want to be in people's way. I don't want to inconvenience people. Like, oh, I don't want to ask. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to, like, you know, be annoying to people. And this has really forced me to do that because I've had to go out into the community and see how I can help people. Like within the community, I feel like a lot of the content that I make, and like with my book and the stuff that I post specifically on TikTok, the goal is to help people, but I kind of do it in a very introverted way, just by myself. And this has forced me to kind of go beyond that and integrate with people in a way that's uncomfortable for me as an anxious girly. But now I'm realizing and recognizing that I can do and achieve so much more with regards to the things that I'm really passionate about when I push myself out of my comfort zone and reach out to people like these organizations, these charities. I don't know why I would thought they'd be like inconvenienced by me wanting to help them. That's just like such a negative way of thinking about it. But now I can see that they really value that. They value your time and your energy. And I have so much of that to give. So even once this pageant is over, that's something I'm going to keep taking forward. So we need to get this book done. Pageant day. So my hair and makeup are done for the stage tonight, but now we've got like a little bit of downtime between all of the rehearsals today, which is flat out. And now it's kind of just like waiting to be ready to go on stage. And I haven't actually stopped going from one thing to another to another to another for days since I got here. And now I'm like, I don't remember how to rest. I don't remember how to be still. So I'm kind of just pacing around and just like being like ants in my pants. But I'm gonna put on my dress soon. Then I have to go get my hair touched up. And then, before you know it, it's gonna be stage time. I'm not used to seeing myself with this much makeup on. Every time I see myself, I'm like, who is she? We have, how long? What's the time? It's 6:30, so we have 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes left. We have 45 minutes left. And we're all very excited. Yay! Yay! Woohoo! Yes! Day after pageant day, and I feel like I have been hit with a very large bus, like a double-decker. I had the most fun, and I can't wait to tell you all about it when I've like composed myself and remembered who I am and my brain is switched on, because at this point I feel like I need to sleep for a month and I haven't even had any coffee yet, and now I've got a 5-hour drive home. So wish me luck. Okay, but before we get into it, I first need to say an enormous thank you to my pageant sponsor, Phoenix Talk Therapy. My views on therapy are well documented. I genuinely think it's the best form of self-care that you can invest in. And Tina at Talk Therapy, she offers face-to-face as well as online counselling sessions. So I'm going to leave all of her information in the description box down below. I just think she's an angel. Without her, none of this would have been possible, and I am just beyond grateful for her support. But yeah, I'm back home, the pageant is over, and I kind of feel like, you know, at the end of The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy goes back to Kansas and everything's in black and white again, it's all very mundane and drab. Where are the rhinestones? Where are the false eyelashes? I miss it. I had the best weekend that I can remember in years. I went there with the intention of pushing myself out of my comfort zone and challenging myself to do something really uncomfortable. But then when I got there, it wasn't uncomfortable. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was scary getting up on stage, especially the first couple of times, like the opening number. I kind of went a little bit blind and lost all feeling in my legs because I was just pure adrenaline. But after that, it was just enjoyment. It was just happiness. It was just euphoria, and I really didn't expect that. I expected to maybe cry. I don't know. The big million-dollar question is, did I mess up on stage in front of all those people with their eyes watching me? Yeah, I did a couple of times. Okay, I'd like to point out that at no point at all, ever, not once, did I practice walking in my evening gown before I got on stage in it. Because everything was so last minute, I didn't get it until a few days before I left, and then for some reason I didn't think to like try it out and see, am I gonna fall over it? And then I kind of did when I was on the stage. Had a little bit of a stepped on my dress moment. Actually, I had two. The videographers kindly managed to edit out the kind of bigger stumble of the two, so I look a lot more graceful than I actually was. But looking back now with hindsight and knowledge of what the heck I was throwing myself into, what did I expect? I was so unprepared. I did not start coaching for the pageant until 3 weeks before the pageant was. I had a grand total of 30 minutes of walking training with my coach in a hotel room the day before the pageant. So honestly, I'm impressed that I did the damn thing at all, and I'm not really surprised that I, you know, had a little stumble. I did also have this kind of like more of what I would consider to be a disastrous moment later on, after I'd done all of my like judged rounds, where we were meant to have an evening wear parade, and we had practiced it earlier on in the day, but earlier on in the day I was near the front and then they put me near the back, and I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing because my brain stopped working. The idea was everyone's in a line, you go up onto the stage, you kind of circle towards the back, you come back around, and then you go off the stage. Except the line was really long, so it had to be meticulously timed in order for people to not get stuck and congested, which was what happened to me. When we had practiced it earlier in the day and I was towards the front, we had kind of stopped and let the back come around, and then when there was space we had gone, but the people who were at the front on the actual night didn't do that, and so I got really confused and I just stopped. The internal panic was enormous. I'm trying to just smile and act like I know exactly what I'm doing. Like, this is fine. I don't want to die right here. I don't want the stage to open up and swallow me into the depths of Hades right now. My brain was going like 70,000 miles an hour. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Shall I walk? What if I bump into someone? Am I supposed to go? Are they supposed to go? Why is this not working the way that it worked this morning? I had good news because I came top 8 for interview, which I am really proud of myself for. And I have more good news, maybe, possibly, not for my bank account, because I'm gonna go back again next year. You know, like I said, I didn't really throw myself in to this whole experience until 3 weeks before the pageant, because number one, I just didn't know where to start. I didn't know there was such a thing as a pageant coach. I didn't know what was going on. And also because up until that point, my mom had still been recovering from her surgery, and that had been the focus, that had been the priority, and everything else had gone on the back burner, including getting ready for the pageant. Now that I know what's really involved and I know what I should be doing, and I've got my campaign up and running, and I've started to push myself out of my comfort zone with doing more volunteer work, I don't want to stop. I just want to pick up the momentum and keep running with it. I want to really make the most of it and have a full pageant year. So with that, I am gonna need another pageant sponsor. So if you guys have any ideas, or you can think of any brands or businesses that you think might be interested, or if you have any idea how I can find a new sponsor, let me know. And I look forward to taking you guys along on this year's pageant journey, which we are going to dive headfirst into. Anyway, please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.